Hello everyone, today I'm going to try to answer a very specific question, which is, are there any differences between a double kick drum with two single pedals and a single kick drum with a twin pedal? And if there are, what are these? Some might say that there's no any difference between them. These are the drummers usually didn't use and perceive the double bass drumming much. So if there are no differences, why some of the world's best drummers choose to use double bass in both recordings and live shows? Is it because just it looks cool? Of course not. So yes, there are some sharp and also small differences between them. I separated these differences into four main topics. 1. Mechanical differences. 2. Sound and recording differences. 3. Psychological differences. And 4. Other differences. Basic and the most important difference is this one. We have two separate single pedals and that single unit with an extra connection device. So in terms of physics, this device has a friction force between the connecting units. Because of this, slave pedal has always lag, which means the main pedal is smoother than the slave pedal. The lag is related with the quality of the pedal, the drive of it, and the pedal's age. If it's an 8-year-old pedal and very used one, the link is going to be very eroded, so this will cause much more lag. If it's a cheap and low quality pedal, do not expect much performance from it. And lastly, the drive of the pedal. Honestly, today's direct drive pedals have the minimum lag because when you press on it, there is no swingings in the drive, unlike the chain or the belt ones. Let's test these with the pedals. I have a twin pedal and two single pedals in front of me, which have same settings, same springs, same spring tensions, same board height, same beater and same beater angle, same beater height. So when I pull and release the twin pedal's beater at the same time from the same place, the left pedal is going to stop swinging before the right pedal because of the friction force in the link. So let's try it. So I will take the beater and put it on the single pedal, which has no connecting device. Again, everything is the same. And let's see now. So some people might say that it's happening because of the chains. Okay, so we'll try the one of the softest, smoothest pedal in the world, Axis and direct drive pedals, with the same springs, same spring tension, same beaters height, same footboard height, and everything's same. And let's try. Let's try it again. So, it's physics, it's science, and every twin pedal in the world has a lag. Now let's try to talk about the advantages and disadvantages for this topic. The advantage of the twin pedal is miking. It's easier for miking one bass drum instead of two. So in general, it's more practical for miking than double bass drums. And the disadvantages. One, sound-wise, a lot of drummers say that twin pedal hits the same bass drum, so it will sound the same much more than a double kick setup. It's not quite right. The second beater of the twin pedal will not hit in the middle of the head, so the sound of the second beater is going to be a bit weaker, less rounded, and less punchier. But this is a very tiny difference, and you can reduce this difference with compression and EQ settings in mixing. And this difference will be bigger when your hits are not powerful enough. Second one, if you are pounding some fast double kick beats on a single bass drum, the sound can get cluttered and sound a bit boomy because of the vibrations of the head. The other pedal hits the head when it vibrates near its maximum, and the excess airflow inside the bass drum. Three, if you use trigger, you will solve the second disadvantage. But sometimes it's hard even for triggering because of these very fast double bass patterns. When you share one bass drum with fast beats, the signals sometimes cut down if you don't adjust the hold time level of your trigger module or your plugin. On recordings, you can pan the bass drums as you wish. Flames will sound better on two bass drums since the second hit will not kill the resonance of the first one. And the most important stuff sound-wise, it gives you the flexibility of tuning. Some drummers may want to tune the second kick a bit lower or higher than the main one. And again, if you want the same sound, you can tune both of the drum heads exactly the same. As we saw in the previous comparison, twin pedal will never exactly sound the same if you are not using triggers. So 1. The feeling of the two single pedals are not definitely the same as on twin pedal. And there is a tiny psychological thing that while playing double bass, when you hit the second kick, the sound is coming from where you hit the bass drum. But in twin pedal, the source of the sound is on another place. Honestly, this difference may sound stupid. I know this is detail, but some of the drummers who used to play double bass for a long time may feel uncomfortable about it. 2. Besides the advantage of source of the sound in double bass, when you hit the second kick, you have totally different separated percussion that you are in control. When I play double bass, I feel myself more powerful, concentrated, and forcing myself to play the double bass parts cleaner and more steady. Okay, now let's talk about the other differences. Now, the disadvantages of double bass. 1. As we know, it's hard to carry the extra bass drum to live shows or hard to find the setup on stage. People, I mean organizers, sound engineers, roadies, technical crew, etc. usually don't want to deal with the extra bass drum. 2. It's more expensive, and usually most of the music stores will not have extra bass drum in stocks or double bass drum setups. So mostly you have to make a custom order to purchase it. 3. For me, the most important disadvantage is it limits the hi-hat position. If you want to play the hi-hats very close to you, the second bass drum doesn't allow it. Also, double bass drummers usually need extra hi-hat attachments for the stabilization of the hi-hat. And 4. As we all know, it takes up a lot of space, and if you are not using rack system, you have to put the cymbal stands distant and arrange them well. So it takes much more time than twin pedal setups. If you don't arrange them well, they may drop on stage. In conclusion, there are obvious playing and sound differences between drums with double bass pedal and drums with double bass. But most of the time, while listening to songs in the mix, you would not be able to hear these differences. But playing is a different thing. I rather playing with two single pedals than playing with a twin pedal. I hope this video will clarify all the things about this question. So see you in the next video, which will be about the drumming shoes.